Okay, I'd like to make a motion. We recommend approval to the zoning board of a special use permit for the applicant David Maurice under zoning ordinance section 314, high groundwater table impervious layer overlay district, Lot 16, Lot 28, 130 Frigate Street. Also recommend approval of a variance for lot coverage calculated at 14.8% versus the 9%. And also recommend approval for setback relief due to pre-existing non-conforming conditions related to the location of the building.
Due to non-conforming.
Due to pre-existing non-conforming conditions related to siting of the building. And then we can go on with findings of fact. I've listed 5 of them. If anybody else wants to add to that. But the applicant has, we find the applicant has reduced the impervious footprint of the building. Although not required, the applicant has upgraded the septic system with a new technology system.
It is required.
It is required. Okay.
It can still be finding fact because it's definitely an improvement to the law.
Improving water quality.
Yeah.
The one found out that foundation wall has been reduced.
Foundation, that's number 3.
Yes,
Foundation wall,
the length reduced. Item 4, there's a pre-existing on-site water management system / cistern. Number 5, the applicant will replace the impervious driveway with a pervious driveway. Number 6, the total impervious surface has been reduced by 27.5%. I don't have any conditions to add, but anybody else does.
Mike, just one thing, when you made the initial, the probably will have in there, that you talked about lot coverage, and I'm wondering, would you want to insert the word lot impervious coverage in the very beginning of your motion?
Oh, we're talking about the, that was actually the footprint of the house that they reduced.
Was it? Okay.
2 things happened.
Okay. What about the apron that's been removed? There's been a 20-foot apron in front of the garage that's an impervious piece of surface.
Right, I think that's included in number 6, the total reduction in impervious coverage of 27.5%.
Right, okay, that's not spelled out with it.
And maybe just we have one of the bottom that Planning Commission has questioned and received information from Town Engineer Michael Gray supporting approval of the application.
Do you want a second before you Because I just have one kind of condition concerning Wyatt getting to Fred Brown about.
Well, this is better. I'd also recommend that it's the applicant's responsibility to determine whether they need zoning code. So I've also asked the applicant to follow up and make that determination.
Of 120 square feet?
Yes.
As to
I'm going to talk to Mr. Brown.
As to whether the shed should be included in impervious
Well,
surface. The shed.
regarding the town's position with regard to that zoning ordinance provision, so I can get back to you next month.
I'm sorry, could you start that sentence
I'm
again?
going to follow up with Mr. Brown regarding the town's position and the zoning enforcement officer's position regarding that zoning ordinance provision. But it's the applicant's responsibility ultimately to make the determination of what relief they need for their zoning application. So the applicant should proceed forward in making that determination.
Okay. So we shouldn't say anything in the approval, or should we? To the effect that if the zoning officer rules differently, then she would just adjust her calculations to conform to that.
Yes.
I think the condition would be that the applicant just confirm with the zoning officer whether the calculations are correct.
Okay with that? Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have that condition, Cindy, as Barry stated it?
Is that the applicant confirm with the zoning enforcement officer regarding the impervious lot coverage?
Regarding calculations for the impervious lot coverage.
For impervious lot coverage
Yeah,
are correct.
right.
So that's the one condition of approval? Correct.
Okay.
Well, I know this is a question, you listed a couple of findings in fact. I'm not sure the findings in fact are conditions, for instance, the removal of the driveway is part of the application, which is that a finding in fact that it's been done, or a condition that it will be done?
Is that number 5, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
The applicant will replace the impervious driveway with impervious
I mean,
driveway.
the application says they're going to do
Right.
it, so.
It's just a finding of fact.
This kind of, is that a finding of fact, or
It
is that
is.
a condition that it will be?
I think it's a finding of fact because it is in the applicant's application.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you like a second?
Before we go on.
Okay, we're on.
Yes.
If for some chance Mr. Brown does decide that the roof overhang should count, we would change the calculations both in the existing and proposed equally. Would we need to come back here? Just looking at the way that's worded. Condition is that we have the correct.
No, we're recommending approval to zoning.
As proposed.
As proposed.
Right, no.
The plan should change it, so. But I think as far as a condition, you guys, I think, you could give a blanket condition that the application of the project as proposed in all other respects complies with the zoning ordinance.
That'd be a finding of fact,
As a condition.
as condition. Oh,
Thank you.
Okay. We added number 2, what was that?
That's exactly what Wyatt said.
Can you repeat that?
Except for the variances requested by the
I
applicant.
couldn't hear that again.
Except for the variances requested by the applicant, that the project as proposed comply in all other respects with the zoning ordinance. So that takes care of regarding the overhang.
What were the last couple of words? Comply.
By all other
All
respects. And all other respects. Aspects.
Okay.
What do you second? Michael, second.
Nancy seconded.
I said so first, but Mike jumped in this time.
So it was Mike.
All those in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? Did you want a roll call on that? Okay, all right, we're gonna